Compagnie du combattant canadien Brad Katona. Brad, welcome to Montreal. Have you ever fought here?
I've never fought here. I've never been here, so it's I've only heard good things, and it's been great so far. So
Representing Winnipeg, but living in Ireland. So is it good to be back in Canada, even though the weather is not that good today? But
it's not that good today. Actually, I think for the first time, Dublin was actually probably hotter than Montreal. Usually, when I'm checking the Canadian weather, Dublin's depressing and rainy. And today we have a perfect Irish day. So, bring a little bit of home, if you will, with me.
what do you expect from the Canadian crowd this time around? I know it's been 10 years since the UFC has been in Montreal, so I think they're gonna be pretty amped for this one.
It's the Canadian crowd. They're something else. I think in Edmonton they collapsed through the railing when Mike Malott fell. When Mike Malott fought. So I expect something similar, which is they show up, and I'm first fight, so I'm expecting a lot of hometown support, and yeah, it's great to be here.
Talk to me about your opponent. I'm going to check his name. Begzat Amal Khan. I hope I'm pronouncing it well, but he's a very good opponent. 11-2. He hasn't fought in a while though, but last time out he was against Umar Nurmagomedov. So, what do you expect for this one? Not a tough customer, right?
It's the UFC, so and it's the UFC in the bantamweight division. So good luck finding someone who's going to be an easy opponent. Like you said, his one fight in the UFC was against Umar. So where does that rank him from, let's say, a regional being built by a regional show in Kazakhstan versus fighting the number two bantamweight on the planet right now? So where does that put him? Well, it puts him somewhere in between that probably. And where am I? I think I'm closer to the Umar end. So I'm expecting him to come out hot. He comes out aggressive. He has a lot of confidence, but it's 15 minutes with me, and I'm hoping to finish it before that.
Do you expect experience is going to be a big factor in this one? You've been in UFC for a while now, two stints, obviously, winning tough two times. So I guess it's on your side, and it's going to show Saturday.
I think if you just look at who we fought outside the UFC, especially. I've fought a lot of good fighters, and I feel like he was. This is with no disrespect. He fought on a hometown show that was giving him opponents that he should beat. So it was, I think, a little easier for him to look spectacular. Now he had a very good showing in the Umar fight. He actually hurt Umar in the beginning of the fight, but when you take that one moment out of it, it was all one-way traffic, and. Props to Umar on taking on a dangerous opponent on 1 week's notice, and good for Beksat for showing up. So we know he's game, we know he belongs here, but I'm looking forward to it. So like I always say, we'll see. I can talk, I have to go and do it, but so does he.
You had a pretty busy 2024, three fights, looking to rebound, obviously, and you took a little bit of a break. Is it on purpose? Did you need a few months, I think 7 months, just to get back in shape after a busy year last year?
The three fights last year was very busy. That's all great problems to have. This came about just, I think, naturally. We might have fought maybe a month earlier, but when you have a big event like in Canada, in Montreal, big pay-per-view, why not push it 4 weeks? I think it worked out almost perfect. You jammed together, I think it was three fights in almost 9 months. You should take maybe let the body heal just a little bit, especially my last fight was a pretty rough on both ends. I think we both came out there with a number of stitches, and it's once you heal from the damage, you want to get everything up and running again. Fitness, I'm always on top of that, so it's not like we're getting out of shape, but getting really that blade sharpened for fight night.
Lastly, let's talk about your camp. You've been in Ireland for a while now at SBG with John Kavanagh. What do you get from there, and what do you like about this particular camp that gives you success in the biggest of the promotion?
This camp we really prepared for Beksat. We really prepared for him. It's. I've been in Ireland a number of years, and we've been really building camps after camps, and they're all building off each other, and we're taking the lessons from, from last camp where we might not have gotten the result, but a lot went well. A lot went well in that fight. So we're really building off that momentum. Really, all I need to do is create a few more moments, make those moments just a little bit larger, and then we're talking not just decision wins. We're talking about potential stoppages. So that's been the theme of the entire camp is making those moments larger and making a few more of them. So we're the best we've ever been, which is, every fighter is going to say that, but it's been a great camp. Again, every fighter is going to say that, but it really has, and I'm excited, and energy's high, and I'm looking forward to starting the show with bang.
You said it a few times in the interview. You're looking for a stoppage. I know it's been something that you've been looking for a while. So it's on your mind, the lack of stoppages that you had in your career, and you want to reverse that, right?
Of course, I think. John, my coach, he says your opponent chooses how he loses, and I think there's been a couple fights where the opponent stopped trying to necessarily win, so it's hard to take him out of there. I think Bekzat in the Umar fight, Umar couldn't finish him. It's like, well, why didn't he finish him? Well, Bekzat didn't turn his back and try to stand maybe in the third when he could have. He kind of accepted a little bit of defeat, and that's. Again, that's not a slight on him. You see it in fights where guys go, I've kind of lost, So that could have been because it was against Umar, and it was acceptable to lose. But now I know coming into this fight, he's not just going to try to not lose, he's going to try to win. So I think there's going to be openings. Now Umar couldn't do it, but if I can, I think that's a good statement.
That would be a good one. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you very much.
I will translate for French viewers, if you may. Thank you very much and welcome home.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Perfect. Brad Katona qui vient de Winnipeg, mais qui s'entraîne bien sûr en Irlande avec l'équipe de John Kavanagh. Content d'être de retour, même si la météo ressemble plus à celle d'Irlande. Aujourd'hui, du côté de Montréal, il affronte Bekzat Amalkan, un combattant du Kazakhstan, qui ne s'est pas battu depuis plus d'1 an maintenant, qui était à la limite avec Omar Nurmagomedov à son dernier combat. Mais Brad Katona, vous l'avez entendu, est confiant de pouvoir terminer ce combat avant la limite, aller chercher une grosse victoire. Ça ne s'est pas très bien passé pour lui à ses dernières sorties au Canada, mais première fois à Montréal. Il s'attend à une foule en délire. Il va commencer la soirée d'ailleurs au Centre Bell. Il espère que ça va lui donner de l'énergie pour aller chercher cette grosse victoire ici à Montréal à l'UFC 315.